Today I'm going to be breaking down this BOLO as well as showing you guys how to ship it. So this is a Panasonic blueline VHS player or VCR player, however you want to call it. They are also known as blue lines, and that's why this is considered a BOLO, because with this Panasonic line, this blue line, a lot of people started calling it blue line players instead of VCR VHS players, whatever you want to call it. And that's why they are known for that blue line, and this blue line line goes for much higher. So I got this a VCR player at a thrift store for, I believe, I'll put up how much it is because I don't remember, at the thrift store, and I sold it for full asking of $49.97. This was the second thing that sold since I turned on my store a few days before I came back from vacation, and it sold for full asking, no remote, but I am throwing in these RCA cables that I use to test it with. What I do suggest is to just find a bundle on eBay or or in any way that you can get these for a very cheap price, and then just have them on hand to test it. I like to include it with the order since it brings up the value just a little bit. But this one does not have a remote. It does obviously have the power cord included, and I'm just throwing these RCA cables. $49.97, really good margins there for me to play with and work with. So now I'm going to be showing you guys how I ship this so you too can bring your profits up in 2024 with these types of items. I am moving away from lower profit items and moving towards items that I can play with more, given that I live in an area where price points are just a little bit higher, so I can't play with a lot of things. So I decided to move to categories that are fast sell-through rate items. If you want to know how I find fast sell-through rate items, check out my videos. They're going to be coming up very soon. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you too can see the types of things that I'm doing now and moving towards for better profits. I call last year my year of education, and this year I'm really getting down to selling these types of better items. I always like to start off all my bulkier items with 4 feet or 4 squares of bubble wrap. I get my bubble wrap from eBay. I typically recommend that to newer sellers so you can get that feedback. eBay offers really competitive pricing on a lot of bubble wraps and other shipping supplies. So if you're newer and you want to get that automatic feedback, like that automatic positive feedback, order some of your supplies or all of your supplies through eBay. Amazon also has really good deals as well. And that's that first round there. I'm going to be doing another 4 feet of wrap on this side. Might do it one more time on both sides just to make sure everything is nice and padded. There are thicker bubble wraps that I think I might be getting now that I'm getting into these bulkier, more fragile type items to use less bubble wrap. As you've noticed, I haven't even touched the power supply. Now you can sneak it in there and then wrap it with it, but I always like to wrap it on its own. And I always like to do that with about 2 feet, just to make sure everything is good. And just like that, it's nice, padded up, and ready to be put in its box. This is a box that I saved from one of my Amazon orders. I like to save all of the boxes that I get from Amazon and all the shipping places, and then just reuse them. I break them down because I don't have a lot of space. And what I do is I just write the measurement on the flap so it's just easy access for me from many angles. This is a 16 by 12 by 7 box. And now we can just stick this one in here, no problem. It fits. Always weigh and measure your items before, so you have a box to ship it out in. You don't want to be stuck in a situation where then you have to go buy a box and that cuts into your shipping and your profits. A lot of people do buy boxes for whatever they get, but I just like to save everything I have. Now, I was thinking about resizing this box, but this is just perfect, I believe, how it is. I can just add a little bit of padding on each side to keep it safe and a little bit on top, and then it'll be good to go. I save all kinds of shipping materials. This is a little piece of another box that I had, and I wanted to like I like to save all types of shipping materials, and this is like some, I guess, like bubble padding that I had on hand here. I'm going to slide that on top. Add some bubble millers to the bottom to keep it safer on each side. And then just finish it off with some tissue paper. I got this from the dollar store. I would recommend looking on Amazon for much better, for a lot more bang for your buck. Up and nice and padded. It's ready to go. And just like that, it's ready to be reweighed to make sure that all the weight and dimensions that I put in were correct. And then we'll just slap the label on there and it's good to go. So I have my dimensions set at 10 pounds in an 18 by 14 by 12 box. So that gave me a little bit of wiggle room. Now remeasuring this 16 by 12 by 8 box, clocking in at 7 pounds, that gave me 3 pounds of wiggle room for all the extra padding and shipping supplies. The buyer paid $17.35 for shipping, and I got $10.54, leaving me a little bit of wiggle room as well, and I made a little bit of money on the shipping. That is the goal that you want to get to, make just a little bit of money on the shipping to cover all your expenses, and that adds to your profits. So now we'll just put this label where my old label that was shipped to me goes. And you're all good to go. It's all nice and shipped. I see a lot of videos that say that you can't use Amazon boxes for shipping, but you definitely can, because I've never had any issues. So if you guys have any questions about how I did this or how I ship other types of items, drop them in the comments. And if you want to see how I ship other types of items, leave them in the comments as a request, and I will show you guys how to ship certain items once they start coming and and you can see BOLO breakdowns as well.